Welcome to the Get to Know Your Streamer podcast, presented by Wreck-It Gaming, the podcast where we delve into the lives of some of the most talented and entertaining streamers from around the world. Join us as we uncover the stories behind their passions and explore what drives them to create the content we all love. Sponsoring this show is Hake Private Money Lending, the group to talk to when you need hard money loans for anything that you need. And sponsored by PosthumousPlans.com. Links for contact will be in the description below. X-Ray!
My man, thank you for inviting me on.
Xrayeyes36 specifically. My guy, give us your best intro.
Alrighty, well, my name is Xrayeyes36, as you all know. I'm a very friendly guy. I love interacting with people. I have a hilarious follower saying, which I will do the pleasure of saying to you all right now. So every time I get a new follower on stream, I say this: welcome to the Tater Totter community, where if you're a boy, you're a tater, and if you're a girl, you're a totter, because we all love tater tots, am I right? Something I kind of spiced up over the years and made up as I went.
We're here with X-Ray. Buckle up.
Thanks for inviting me on, Wreck-It. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, man, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, we'll get right into this. What inspired you to start streaming, and how did you get started?
So it was interesting. I originally started streaming on a platform called Mixer in 2017. And believe it or not, me and my friend Josh, we originally started streaming due to him just writing a fan fiction, like low key. He would always come over to my house every day, and we just work on a fan fiction together. And he'd be the writer, and I'd be the one coming up with ideas. And as I would sit there, there were times when he would just be writing, and it would get a little bit boring, you know. So I figured, why not try streaming games and playing games while he was working on it? And that was where it actually all started. It was in the summer of 2017, and my very first game I ever streamed was Alien Isolation. And at first, it was just him chilling in my chat. We weren't on the phone or anything because it was just more convenient for him to type out. And
yeah, absolutely.
We went for about maybe 2 streams, and then halfway through the game, I got my very first actual viewer, and he just was saying what's up, hi, and all that, and we kind of kicked it off from there. We just started talking about a lot more, and he was interested in my content. And at that time, I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, but over time, I think I eventually ended up getting a total of by the end of my first playthrough, I got a total of 4 viewers at once, which was insane for me at the time, considering I only had maybe 10 followers.
Yeah. It's a good feeling, though.
For real, man. It's just starting off is such a hard thing to do because a lot of people feel like they can never get noticed, but just taking that first step in the beginning is the most important, because when you try, there's nothing but positivity in just building that could come from that. You know, putting yourself out there, taking risks. That's how you build character. And, you know, I think for anyone that's interested in or has ever thought of maybe streaming, they should just go for it. Give it a try. You never know what might come of it. I mean, the worst that could happen is no one watches, and well, there you go. I mean, you just have fun. You play video games and play with your friends.
There you go. You just play with your friends. Oh my gosh! I couldn't have even said it better myself, at all. Thank you so much. What about? I apologize. I actually skipped 4 questions on my notepad here. I saw you playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies. That's how I crossed you.
Oh.
And I have to ask, is that your favorite game to stream? What is your favorite game to stream?
You see, that's a hard one, because I've jumped from so many different games over the 6 years that I've been streaming. I will say a little bit more of a history lesson is I I really started getting noticed originally on Mixer when I started playing Minecraft. I remember that was about the first time I ever got 5 viewers at once, and I think I was around 50 followers. And I streamed that for a few months, and that's where I really started to get like my first few dedicated viewers that were there like for every stream and all that. But eventually Minecraft for me got kind of boring because I was running out of ideas. Like the drive for that game, at least for me, is coming up with insane building ideas, like getting groups of people together to come help me build it, being the architect while they help me put it all together. But with Call of Duty, I will say that is really what jump started like my career. As you can tell with my profile picture with Russell Adler, he's my favorite gaming character of all time.
I love it.
Thank you. So Black Ops 4, I actually just recently started streaming like that a lot, but the game that really jump started my career was Black Ops 3. I used to stream that every single day for probably at least half a year, and
Okay.
over time on Mixer, it started to really grow my channel up to the point where I actually accumulated, I think it was around 8,700 followers on there. And it was going strong. It was going great and strong, but eventually it kind of got boring because playing the same thing over and over, uh, it got hard to think of new things to do. So I eventually started doing variety streams. I played whatever game I wanted, and I'd always have my core fan base there. It definitely costed me some viewers because there's some people who only want to watch Call of Duty or only want to watch Minecraft or Star Wars or something like that. But I
That's
feel like
true.
the
Yeah.
most important thing is through playing those variety games, you could hopefully get viewers that want to be part of your core audience that are there for you. That's the
Absolutely.
I feel like that's the biggest type of valuable fan and friend to have is just people who are there for you. They don't care what game you're playing. They don't care what you're doing. They're just there for the community and you.
Oh, and it's a wonderful place to be, man. I show up at your Black Ops 4 zombies, and I keep on seeing people wanting to jump in to get some Easter eggs done, and people are clearly vibing with your skills at playing Black Ops 4. And it was super fun for me to watch, just to get to know you guys on that level.
I appreciate that.
So, this has happened to everybody eventually. Or if it hasn't happened to a current streamer that or a budding streamer, a aspiring streamer, this will. I promise you. What was an embarrassing or hilarious moment behind the scenes that has happened to you while streaming?
Oh, man. behind this, there's been quite a lot of moments over the years. I gotta say,
You can
I
just
kind
give us one. It's totally fine.
dang that. Let me think. Uh, Hilarious moment. Well, to give some context first, I like to I like to represent my channel as the boys, like having all the friends on, and oh my goodness, there's been quite a few inside jokes with us, but let me think of one specifically. I'd say, hmm, dang. I'm not too sure actually. I'm trying to think of like a specific one, but there's just like there's so many to the point where it's like you forget every like little one,
Mm-hmm. You do. But that's okay. If you can't think of one, we can just move right on by. These are just fun little questions to help people get to know you better. That's all.
That's fine, man. And if I do think of a moment, I'll let you know, and we can answer this one
For
again.
sure. Yeah, no problem. What is the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
Adventurous. Let me see. I mean, in terms of like streaming or stuff
Real
like that?
life.
Oh,
Like
real life.
real life, man. Like you're a streamer. You're a human being on the other side of that camera, my man.
You know, I'd say one of the most interesting things I've ever done is go to Yosemite National Park. I absolutely adore that place. Like
Oh my god.
it has so many waterfalls there, and I've said this on my stream a few times. My biggest dream is to actually go to Hawaii and go to one of their waterfalls with a slow running stream and just swim at the bottom of it and go behind it and just chill. You
That
know what I
sounds
mean?
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's just
Well,
such a place of peace and all that.
dang, that sounds so cool. I hope you have that. I really
Like,
do. I We're going to have this podcast here to remind you. You said you wanted this. Make it a thing. All right?
and actually, I did kind of think of one thing. So, and my
Okay.
friends, my buddy Boos in particular, we always have this hilarious. Or then in 2017 and 2018, we always had these inside jokes going on where he family friendly Braden of our group, and he would always make all these like "How's it slashing, fella?" jokes, and would have these hilarious emojis. And believe it or not, I forgot to mention this. I started off my first year and a half as a family friendly streamer, like no cussing. Yeah, I was
Oh.
trying to reach as much audiences as I could, and I was sort of new to it, and I didn't know like how far you could push yourself
You
on
know,
stream.
at one point in time, you were not worthy of the buckle up seatbelt tie.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
It was a good time. I had a blast being a family friendly streamer, but eventually, I kind of felt like it was also hindering like my true or I would show my true personality, but like being family friendly also just puts restrictions on you. Like you can't cuss or you can't do this or that, or you can't discuss the more edgier topics. You can't have people more my age, and that's what I kind of wanted was to have people, more young adults and all that, just so talk about stuff that I'm going through, so it's more relatable.
Absolutely. One of the most important things about streaming is trying to maintain your own sense of identity while going
Exactly.
through the process.
I,
And you need to make sure that when you're being your authentic self, people around you get to know that that is a version of your authentic self. And that is something worth striving for your own sake and not necessarily for other people's.
it absolutely, man. Like I
Yeah,
feel like develop personality is just so important. Coming up with your own persona, like I said, you for me, it used to be Master Chief. Man behind the camera. I used to always like associate myself with him, where it's like when people think of Xrayeyes, they think of Master Chief. And now I've switched that to Russell Adler, my favorite character in Call of Duty, where whenever people think of me, they're thinking of him, just because it's such
yeah,
a fun persona to have. Because some people love it, some people hate it, but regardless, it just brings out so much fun, and it's something unique.
it really is. It really is. Do you aspire to stream for the rest of your life? If not, what is your dream job?
Ooh. So as of right now, I do. I would love to stream for the rest of my life. The people I've met along the way and just the friends I've been able to stay in contact with because of these streams just makes me want to continue doing it till the day I die. I do have dreams though.
Yeah.
Ideally for me, what I would love to do is make it where I'm doing streaming whenever work, and I have time, barring like I I'm not hanging out with the wife or the kids, or hell, maybe they could even come on with me and play games or stream with me. Um, yeah, the job that I want to do is broadcast journalism, which is kind of you can kind of see how it stretches into streaming because I'm broadcasting all the time. So it's giving me I feel like every stream I do, it's slowly getting that experience to want to go and become a broadcast journalist online. Maybe one day I could be a reporter behind or in front of the camera interviewing people.
I
Maybe
think
I
you
could
could
be
do it.
behind it. Thank
I
you.
think you got that behind you. You have enough empathy, you have enough perspective, you sorry, to the audience. Understanding this streamer a little bit off camera
Yeah,
and being able to get a little bit deeper with Xray that we have these opportunities to do, I feel that Xray, you are in line with that goal.
thank
Like,
you, man.
I think you're doing great.
Didn't I don't usually talk about this stuff with like my family because they're kind of older generation. They don't understand it as well, but like genuinely thank you. It just feels nice to have someone who knows that I stream and knows my goals and aspirations, that I'm on the right path and I'm following that dream. It really helps that you said that, man. Thank you.
I'm touched. Wow. We'll move on to the next question. I don't know how to segue from that. What's something you've always wanted to learn or try?
Oh, you know, one thing I've always wanted to try more is become a voice actor. That's was a huge aspiration for me back in the day, and I kind of figured that maybe if I could get my voice a little bit more out there through streaming, I could maybe voice a character in a game, a show, or on the podcast like we are right now, and
I was born in the darkness. Darkness was my ally. Like, I can do a little bit of band, just a little bit.
honestly, it's just yeah, being a voice actor was a childhood dream of mine. It started when I saw The Lion King. When I saw them doing those musicals and just the voice acting, it really stood out to me when I was a kid, and uh, it's a goal I would like to eventually achieve. Maybe not as a full-time thing, but just as a part-time thing to do. Maybe if I get invited on to, voice a character in a game or a movie someday, that would be amazing.
That
But
would be sick. I would
yeah,
love to see that.
thank you. I feel like I've got a deep enough voice that's used to the point where maybe it could stand out and be good for certain characters.
I think so. I think so. We'll talk more about that another day, my friend. We'll see if we can do something for you on that.
Sounds good.
What are some of your favorite streamers to watch, and how have they influenced your own content?
Hmm. Well, one friend, he used to go by the name Danger on Mixer, but now he goes by the name Carito on Twitch. He is a big inspiration for me. I always watch his streams. I lurk in there to see how he does it because he is so good at interacting with his audience. And I remember the first time I met him on Mixer originally, he told me that I reminded him much of himself because he loved interacting so much with his people and just spreading the good vibes. And he was a really big inspiration for me growing up, showing as to what I could eventually obtain, if I was able to get my personality out there a little bit more and create it and just make it a little bit better. And I feel like well, this person's a streamer also, but a big YouTuber for me. You might have heard of him. His name is McJuggernuggets. Have you ever heard of him? He's the one who has Psycho Dad videos and all that.
I have not heard of McJuggernuggets.
Well, he was a big inspiration for me growing up. I used to watch him when I was a kid, and he had these. It was like a funny freak out video, but I think through watching his videos, it was very relatable to my own life in terms of not the freak out aspect, but like how he was with the boys, with his community. It was
Oh,
through
okay.
where I got that sense of like, yo, man, let's hang out with the boys. Let's make our friendships closer and all that. And I have a lot of inside jokes, and a lot of my viewers can tell you this too. I reference things all the time, whether it comes to cartoons, movies, streamers, YouTubers, you name it. I'm always doing inside jokes and just references, and I see if some people catch on, and other people it flies right over their head. But that's the unique part of it, you know.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Can you share a particularly memorable or funny moment that happened during one of your streams?
Oh, dang. It's kind of like that earlier question. There's been quite a lot over the years, but a specific one that really stands out.
Hmm?
Let me think. Uh, well, can we come back to that one? I'll need some time to think on that one because there's a.
Absolutely. Not a problem. Sometimes hearing a question two different ways will just inspire you to get an answer on anything. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Know exactly what you mean.
yeah, yeah. Can you give us a sneak peek of any upcoming content or events for your stream?
Oh, well, I kind of stream like day to day. Sometimes I'll plan out events. Other times I'll just do stuff in the moment. There are some new games that are coming out that I would like to really stream. There's the Dark Pictures anthology Directive 8020. It's this huge anthology of games where it's kind of like a movie that plays out, and you make the choices for like 5 different characters, you know, and there's multiple different endings you can affect whether they live or die. So I have some events planned for those when those games release.
Chat, don't tell him he doesn't know yet. Just let him have it.
Thank you, thank you. And then there's also another game, Aliens: Dark Descent. It kind of ties back into Alien Isolation before. I'm very, very excited. That's coming out June 20th. You guys should totally buy it. And yeah, I'm planning that event. What else? In the meantime, I would like to eventually do some more giveaways. I love giving out free subs to my viewers.
Oh,
And so
cool.
right now, I'm very, very, very lucky to have all of my core subbed because I've had a few viewers who've just been going off the rails and like donating so many subs, and they're really amazing. The fact that they just get all these hype trains going and it just spice up the streams a bit. I really, really do love the people that watch me. They're my family.
The generosity that people can have is I, you can't calculate it. It's
Indeed.
just so amazing, and making sure that we're grateful for every single moment that comes our way when it comes down to receiving any of those things will only make the moment that much more beautiful. Sorry, that was some emotional stuff right there, but
Oh, and I totally get that. You know, and speaking about that, like there one moment that I will absolutely never forget that happened on stream, and this goes back to me talking about Danger and Corito on my Mixer days.
okay.
There was one stream I did where I was streaming Black Ops 3 Moon, and going as just any normal stream, you know, helping viewers out with Easter eggs and all that. And my friend Corito came in and he donated $1,000 just off the spot, because he just loved the content I streamed, and that was one of the most touching moments I've ever had in my entire life. Like the fact that people could just be that generous, you know, just because I'm playing
Absolutely.
zombies, like I that was so inspiring and just so heartwarming that he doesn't know me in real life. He just knows me by my voice and all that, and just
Like,
that, and just because he liked the content and personality, he was willing to go out of his way to do that for me, and I will never forget that.
more often than not, a personality is worth $1 million. More often than not.
Definitely.
Like, and that's one thing about being a streamer that you learn to embrace if
Hmm.
you get into it long enough.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us about any charity events or causes that you're passionate about and have supported through your streaming career?
So I'm passionate about a lot of like Christian charities and all that.
Sure.
I've only I've I've only done one charity stream before, and it was back on Mixer, where it was, I think it was St. Jude's Hospital, if I remember right. It
They
was
do a lot. They
they
have a lot of fundraisers.
we streamed for about, I think it was 13 hours, and we didn't raise too much money, but I still remember the just the feeling of streaming for a bigger cause and being able to give and help other people around the world, even people we don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just, I feel like it just brings out so much positive energy and brings your community more together. You're all donating to such a good cause.
Uh, oh my gosh, those moments are some of the best, and even to this day, you still aren't able to forget that experience of just being able to support in any little way that you can. And
Exactly.
there's some really powerful stuff here, man. Thank you so much.
Of course.
How do
Thanks.
you celebrate excellence after completing a task? Maybe you did have a planned stream that went that that didn't even have to go well, but you completed it, and you're able to just celebrate everything about the entire task at hand. Like, how do you celebrate whenever you need to?
Now, I think it depends on how big the accomplishment is. Sometimes it could be as small as just after the stream, hanging out with the boys and having a good time. And there's been other times, when I've had really successful streams where I'll go out with the family and I'll take them all to dinner because, say, we made a lot of money. I'll take them out and I'll just tell them like how it is, and it's really nice being able to show my parents, who are supportive but might not understand like completely what I'm doing, like just how much success that I'm having, no matter how small. It really just all comes down to, just spreading the love. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's what it is. But in particularly, yeah, when it comes to celebrating, hanging out with the boys, congratulating and thanking all the people that made it so successful, like my friends, Sim, Unanied, and just all of them. They're always there to support me. They're through it all, through the thick and thin of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow. Finally, last question.
All right.
What is something about yourself that your viewers might be surprised to learn?
It's a it's a good question. Let's see. Um, well, the one big one is I'm a religious man. I I'm a I'm a big Catholic. I actually I try to I don't push like any religious things on people, but I take the values of my religion and I use that to help spread joy and love. Just
Hmm.
anything that I could do to bring that happiness. That's what it's all about, man. Just joy and love, and trying to think what else.
I
I
would definitely be able to take away from that to say
uh,
that you're an individual who seems like if it can be something that brings about joy and love,
yeah.
even you don't have to have the idea to do it. But if it comes
Mhm.
to your plate, it's really possible that you're going to say yes to helping out.
Oh, definitely.
And that is something your viewers might not know about you. Like, you are a much more kind hearted individual that some people maybe have a little bit of doubts on because people can be feeling negative generally and they just have that perspective sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and I get that too. I people are all going through so much in life, and like I always try to say, if we could just bring at least a little bit of happiness to people's lives, that's all that counts. Like over all my years of streamings, like I feel like, I mean, I haven't seen it all, but I've seen quite a lot, and I've had so many friends that have gone through personal stuff, depression, some people contemplating, suicide or just something, and just a lot of sad stuff like that. And I've had so many people say that just through the streams alone, it it just it means the world to them. Like My advice to future streamers would just be, you just spread joy and love. I mean, you never know who's watching. You're going to get people that follow you. And I get this all the time. They're going to follow you and they're never going to say anything, not a peep,
Yeah.
but they're going to be there.
Mhm.
You might be making a difference in somebody's life and you might not even know it. Regardless of how the stream's going, if the views are down, if, no one's talking, it doesn't matter. As long as you're having a good time and you know that there's going to be people that are looking up to you, that's all there is to it. Be a good influence and be a good representative. Just spread that love. That's all we can do.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's a man of action, a man of honor, and a man of duty. This is Xrayeyes36. Give us your best and amazing, super awesome send-off you can, X-Ray.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to cut it for the night. I really appreciate you all listening in. Do not forget, like I always say, to spread that love and joy. And I will be seeing you out there in the future. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys all have an amazing day and stay happy.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in to Get to Know Your Streamer. We hope you enjoyed our interview with our amazing guest, Xrayeyes36, and I hope you learned something new about this streamer. If you enjoyed the podcast and would like to show your support, be sure to let X-Ray know that Wreck-It sent you. Maybe you saw the podcast. Any way you can show him that you saw the podcast and you were able to be here because of this. It's always great to know that our listeners are engaging, and that is all that we can ask for. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you are. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
See you.